Hey everyone, welcome to the ERpodcast, episode 4. Today we're going to be talking about the future of upgrading consoles, adventure games, Uncharted 4, the new release about to hit us, and what got us into gaming.
Phil Spencer recently announced that he wants to take the Xbox One from let's see how he said it, a static product to a shifting one. And he said that he wanted to make it to where the Xbox One was upgradable, that was something, so you didn't have hardware generations anymore, you had just shifting, kind of like PC is now, where you just constantly are upgrading the system you have instead of buying one every 7 years. I don't
Right.
know how I feel about that. I don't even know if that's going to get them ahead in the races because PlayStation is absolutely destroying the Xbox currently. And I
I
think
think
that.
the
Sorry, go ahead.
I think the playing field for you say the PlayStation's destroying the Xbox. Well, I agree. The PlayStation's a superior system. Um, I think that it's starting to even out now that the systems, they have their foothold. They've both been out for over a year. I think they're
Right,
approaching 2 years actually. And then what's going to keep these systems alive and keep them in their popularity
right.
is their specific games that come out for each system. But as far as the to be able to customize the console or customize the Xbox, like Phil Spencer said, or what I read that I don't know if it was Spencer that said it or if it was another rep, but they said that they want the Xbox One to be the Xbox. That's just it.
Right,
There isn't going to be another Xbox. You will
right,
just upgrade your Xbox One as you see fit, and that will be it. It won't have a console, quote unquote, lifetime. That we
right.
keep seeing, and that was their idea. I think that could be kind of cool, but I think it's if you're gonna do all that, why don't you just get an Xbox controller for your computer and be done with it?
See, that's what I was thinking. Cause well, you and you're the PC guy. Like that's
Right.
just what you do. Like you've tried consoles and it's just not really your thing. I'm a console guy. I like the locked box idea. I like the fact I buy the games for the system, and I don't have to worry about anything else for the next 5 to 7 years. I have a PC as well, and the PC is my upgradable system. So you're kind of cutting out on the people that have both those systems. I know a lot of people that have a really good PC, but they also have an Xbox when they want to be lazy on the couch. And I think you're just gonna alienate people because they're gonna be like, well, I just spent $300 on this system. Then you get a new video card add-on. Well, that's gonna cost you another 250. It's like, okay, well, I'll just switch to PC, and then I never have to worry about it. It almost seems like they're trying to kill the Xbox because they just came out with that update that all the what is it? Windows 10 is going to play all the Xbox One games now too. They're gonna come across the entire platform that Microsoft has.
Well, you can
If I was
already do
reading right.
that is if you have an Xbox One, and I tried it and it was cool. It,
Right.
I mean, my Xbox is in the living room on the big TV, and then I've got my computer, in my office here.
Right.
So it was cool. Like I could play. Oh, I'm playing my Xbox on my computer screen, but it was fucking pointless because they don't have M&K support. So what's the
Right.
point in that shit? So you can already do that, but yeah, they're trying to bring the Xbox One library to where you can basically get a Windows 10 computer like the one I'm using right now with this operating
Right.
system. Take an Xbox One Blu-ray, put it in your computer, and play it.
Right. I feel
I
like
agree with you. What's the point in that? What is the point?
it's just you're killing your brand. So now they've got that, and that is a thing now, right? That they have officially said that they're coming out with it. It already has the streaming capability, but now they want it to even further that, where you just buy an Xbox One game and put it in your PC, just like you just said. What is the point then of buying an Xbox One that's upgradable? What's the point? Like, I'll just buy a
I think
PC and do it that way. Like, I don't
some
understand.
people would argue that, oh, well, I want to play on Xbox Live, or
Right,
what
right,
about that? And that's been smushed into the dirt as well. If you go, I mean, I'm looking at it on my desktop right now. Click the little Xbox button right here that I've got, and it
right.
opens up my Xbox Live dashboard. Boom, shows my friends, shows what all they're all watching Netflix and not actually playing any games, of
Of
course.
course.
But I mean, so Xbox Live is built in right there to
Right.
Windows 10 based PCs. I don't see a point. I don't get it. I don't understand.
It
As
doesn't.
far as that, I do understand them trying to keep We just want to keep the Xbox as the Xbox,
Right.
not the
Right.
Xbox 2, not the Xbox 720. It's
Right.
just you own an Xbox, you upgrade it as you see fit. Oh, GTA 6 is coming out. Oh shit. Oh, well
Right.
it needs, to run at perfect 60 frames and all that. It needs to have this and this and this. Oh, my Xbox doesn't have that, so I better order it. Well, what they're going to do is they're going to do exactly what they did with their hard drives for the Xbox 360. They're
Right.
only going to work with each other. You couldn't go, I mean, if you were savvy enough, which is what we did all the time, but
Right.
you couldn't just go down to Best Buy and buy a random hard drive and plug it in.
No.
It wasn't meant to do that. And I think that's what they're going to do. I just picked up my brand new graphics card 2 days ago.
Right.
You're not going to be able to do that and just put it in, turn it on, get the drivers, and go. It's going to be an Xbox version
Sure. Sure.
of the
It's gonna
980
be
Ti.
it's gonna be locked upgradables. It's gonna be Dell is
Mhm.
what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be everything's proprietary. And it's like, okay, well that's kind of cool, but my PC I can plug in anything that works with it, and away I go. I don't have to have a special power supply. I don't have to have special this, special that.
Well, okay, so we're both in agreement that they're just going to have locked upgradables, which is fucking dumb. But I know it's business-wise, it's perfect.
It's
Hey.
very savvy on paper, I would say.
Yeah, well, no, business standpoint, it's perfect. Hey guys, GTA 6 is coming out. It requires A, B, and C. Here, we will sell you A, B, and C.
Now,
Perfect.
right.
Perfect. But let me ask this though. So when they do implement this, let's say it is 100% confirmed that they do implement the upgradable Xbox One. How long is it before you think that personally you think the Xbox One is going to be from those locked upgradables to where it's going to be customizable? And what I mean by that is if you look at my computer right now, I've got a white case with a big window, and I've got two purple fans, and I've got a green graphics card, and I've got red RAM and all
Right.
sorts of shit. To how how I want it. How long do you think it takes before people don't even have Xboxes anymore? It's just, well, there's my Xbox, but I've modded the shit out of it
This
to
is
where it's just a fucking PC.
this is one of those things that I was thinking about for a while, and I think that it's going to become. People are already doing it with their PCs. They're already putting their PCs on their TVs or whatever. I feel like it's going to be an all-in-one thing. You're going to have the PC platform. You're going to have Windows, and it's going to be some small little box you can add in things. It's going to be a Steam box. That's what it is. Steam beat them to the punch. Ideally, that's what they did. And so I think they're buying into a market that's either A, not ready, or B, just no one wants. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'll disagree with you on there that you say no one wants. We don't want it
Right.
because
Well,
I don't want it. I don't give a shit. I have a computer that I've built to my
Right.
liking and my specs and blah blah
Right.
blah, and so do you. And you've got your PlayStation. I've got my Wii U, which I need to go play fucking Zelda on now.
Yes, you do.
So we've got all that. So we don't care. Oh, upgradable Xbox, get the fuck out of here. I don't care about that shit.
Right.
But look at it the other way. So look at it like you're a console player. You don't play computer or anything. Or and no offense to younger gamers at all, but that's primarily what the younger generation of gamers will do is they have a console, just like we did when we were little.
Sure.
And so they see, oh, I've got my Xbox One, got it for Christmas. Check this out, it's awesome. I play Call of Duty or I play Far Cry or whatever all day. And now they're seeing Phil Spencer or Xbox reps saying, well, hey, we're gonna make this upgradable now. You'll be able to power up, beef up or soup up your system. Think of it from the mindset of those people. They're going, oh shit, yeah. Instead of just having a regular Xbox, I'm gonna make mine a badass Xbox because they don't play PC. They're not in the realm of PC gaming.
Right.
I can see where that could be huge.
I'm torn. I really am. I'm torn because I see what you're saying there, but at the same time, those kids don't have any money for the upgradables. You know, how many times did we, when we were working, in the retail version of that industry, how many times did we see it where the parents would come in and the kids would be like, "Oh, I want an Xbox 360," and then we'd tell them the price, and they'd be like, "Oh my god."
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
so you get an Xbox One, which is already they're 350, 400, something like that.
I think you can get them up for $349 right now.
They 349. I think 349
Yeah.
without the Connect. So you have the Xbox One, which will play everything that the Xbox One can. Then you've got the kid that's their parents are like, okay, I'll buy you just the Xbox One. Now they want the game, which is let's say Gears of War 67. that requires the two upgrades plus the hard drive upgrade plus this, parents are going to be like, "There's no way in hell, kid. There's no way in hell." When just going by what PC does already, the PC video cards to have a decent video card, and I say mid range, is about $200 to $300. My 390X that's in my computer right now was 350,
Right.
and that's like a mid range card.
Yeah.
Um, so what's in the Xbox right now is about 4 or 5 years behind, even more now because it's been out for 2 years. So what I don't understand how they're going to market that to be profitable for them, which and people won't question, well, why am I going to spend 350 for the console plus 150 for the card plus I need another 250. I feel like
Well,
the
two
N64 had that issue. You know what I mean? Where
two
there's just a bunch of
things
add-ons.
true with the little RAM pack and
Right,
the Rumble
right.
pack and all that nonsense. Um, Two things though. Keep in mind, don't people say don't sell out of your own pocket.
Right.
Like if you work in a sales job. Well, don't game out of your own pocket.
Right.
There's a lot of gamers that would think what I have spent on my computer is ridiculous,
Sure.
right? And then there's people that I see, and then if you look at like our buddy Dave,
Right.
he has spent 3 times as much as I have on his computer,
Sure.
and people think that's like asinine.
Sure. Sure.
And I go on. I'm a huge proponent of our battle stations. I
Right.
saw one last night I was looking at. It's like my dream station. This guy spent 15,000,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
all said and done. Not just computer, chair and monitors, but
Oh,
50.
sure.
That's a car. He spent a car
Sure.
on a computer.
Right. Right.
People think that is ridiculous. So don't game out of your own pocket. Yeah, some kids won't be able to afford the, $200 video card upgrade or the RAM upgrade or whatever, but they've already implemented this system, and it's sneaky. You look at the Xbox One; it came out. Granted, my first one caught on fire, but
did.
it came out day one edition.
You got
Sweet.
3 broken ones within 3 weeks, which was rather ridiculous.
Yeah, it took me 4 Xbox Ones before I had one that I could sit down and play
Right.
regularly.
Even that one was
But
janky.
yeah, that Titanfall. But even so, point being though, take the Xbox One. It came out. It had a controller, its hard drive, and they did do a one up, and they just gave everybody a rechargeable battery.
Right.
Bravo, Microsoft, fucking get with the program. But now look what they've done. All of them come with that controller, but now they have what is it? I don't want to say pro controller because I don't think that's right. But the one I'm talking about has the extra middle finger and ring finger triggers underneath the handles.
Oh,
and it's got the different D-pad.
the like pro
what is that?
player.
Yeah,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that fucking thing's like $150. It's half the cost of the console for a controller,
how
and
many
no
people
one
are-
bitched.
How many
No one
people are
bitched.
buying that though? That's the question.
Well,
'Cause
the
that's
only
not something
thing,
you
since
need.
we're
It's
not
just something you can add.
right, since
what
we're
I
not in, I'm not in that industry of selling anymore.
Right.
The only avenue I have to look at would be Andrew, and he said that they were pre-ordered instantly.
Right.
Couldn't even get them.
Right.
That's a little random GameStop in Medford, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take that as let's just put that nationwide and say they were basically pre-ordered out the door
Right.
day one. And you're right, that's not even something you need. Perfect example. You don't need that. Every game will work with the regular controller you bought. Every single one. But for double the price, you can buy this better one.
Right.
Now imagine they take that exact same idea and add, but you have to. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I don't think it's awesome.
I think
I don't
we're at
care.
an impasse because I feel like it's very silly. I do. I feel like with the
I
controller,
don't think it's silly.
with the people that wanted the controller are the people that bought the controller, the people that pre-ordered. However, that was their choice, and they could have sat back and been like, "No, I don't need it because I have my own controller, the original Xbox controller." When you put the words, you have to use this, especially when it comes to games. PC moved over to that when video gaming was in its infancy, so it kind of became the norm. Whereas now, people just expect to buy a console and that's it. So could it change? And could people line up and be like, "No, I'm okay with this. Let's do the upgradable thing. That way, I can keep my console for longer." Is that going to be the future? I
think
have
so,
my
probably.
reserves about it, but possibly, yeah. I don't think it will.
I could see it being attempted, especially with VR coming out and VR being matched, with with console play, I can see
Right.
that being a huge thing. You know, oh, I want to play VR. All right, well, I want to play VR on my PlayStation. I'm gonna need X, Y, and Z.
Right.
All right,
Right.
I'm gonna go buy those.
Right.
And instead of I gotta go get this console, or I gotta wait, or every 3 or 4 years a new console comes out. No,
Mhm.
I'll just upgrade mine and it'll be just as good. Like fuck it, I could see
Sure.
that being huge.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah,
Now
like
that brings me to Uncharted 4 because I've been playing the open beta, and
mhm.
how beautiful it is on my standard non-upgraded PS4. Um, and I think that
We can call it a vanilla PS4.
we'll call it the vanilla PS4, especially with all this
Yeah,
upgrade talk.
yeah.
Um, I run only the purest vanilla.
I'm a
Uh,
vanilla PS4 purist.
exactly.
Tips my fedora. Here we
Yes,
go.
exactly. I
Fuck.
shave my beard
Go.
into weird shapes. Uh,
I'm only wearing a beard, ironically, with my fedora.
I only wear.
Oh fuck! Sorry.
Okay,
Continue.
sorry, a tangent.
Yeah.
Rabbit hole. So the Uncharted 4 beta just released, and it's absolutely fun. There is some bugs, but nothing. It's expected.
That's
Um,
what a beta's for.
it's gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning, and all the Uncharted's were. When Uncharted 1 came out, I was blown away.
Right.
I think that's gonna breathe life back into the adventure game, and Tomb Raider has kind of gotten the ball rolling. And so it seems like Naughty Dog is fighting Square for this kind of podium.
Like the
And
adventure game title,
yeah,
adventure game king title type of deal.
exactly, exactly. Now
Mhm.
I played both the Tomb Raiders and absolutely loved them, and was shocked because I expected the first Tomb Raider, the remake, to suck.
And it was
And
awesome.
and it wasn't. Within the first 5 minutes, I was like, "Oh my god, this dude's head getting crushed by a rock." Yes, all right.
That game, I felt, because I've been a Tomb Raider fan for my whole life since
Sure,
the very first one on PS1.
sure.
But that game, when they made it and I was playing it, I played, what would you say, probably 25 minutes until you get to the radio tower, somewhere in there.
I think it's like
Maybe
right
an
after the
hour.
opening scene, you start
Yeah,
climbing the
somewhere. It's
mountain.
when you're first, yeah, you're climbing around. And I
Right.
thought, okay, this is pretty cool, but it's whatever. It's not Tomb Raider. And then you climb that radio tower, and you get all the way to the top, and it does that panoramic, like Eagle Vision view,
Right.
and I was like, oh fuck, this
Right.
game's awesome.
Dude, and the second one just blows it out of the water. The second one is even crazier. I can't wait for you to play it so we can all geek out.
I still need to play it. I'll
It's
play it
so
today.
good, so good. Yeah. So the future of adventure games is a big thing for me because I've gotten a new interest in them.
Was the
And
new
with
interest brought by Tomb Raider or like
Tomb
playing
Raider
the
started
original
it,
Uncharted?
and then I got Uncharted 2 on a whim. My buddy texted me once and he's like, dude, Uncharted 2, play it, it's incredible. I was like, nah, I don't like those kind of games. It's just not my thing. And he's like, just play it, just play it. It's like football games for you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to play them. I know that the next Madden is going to be awesome. I have no care for it.
Right.
So,
I don't play sports games because I can go outside and play sports.
I can go outside and play basketball.
I can go outside and throw a football right now to find one of the neighbor kids somewhere and pass the ball.
Exactly.
No big deal. I cannot go outside and steal cars and shoot people.
Well,
I
yeah.
can't do that. That's why I play video games that you can.
So I was playing with him in some other game, and he was like, do it, do it, do it. So I went and bought Uncharted 2, and I couldn't stop playing the game. I played through the game 3 times in a row. That's how much I loved it when I first played it. So I've been an Uncharted fan. I backtracked, played the first one, played the third one, absolutely loved all of it. And Uncharted 4 is going to be another one. And now I can't get enough. When Tomb Raider came out, I pre-ordered it. As soon as they announced it, I was like, it's mine. I want it. And absolutely love it. And now Ratchet and Clank is coming out with a new one for the PS4, and it looks absolutely stellar. Now that's a little more platformy than an adventure game, but I'd still call it an adventure game for the sake of
I'd say it
fun.
like action adventure or platform adventure.
Yeah, exactly. I think that this is going to be the next genre that's going to do really well for about 4 to 5 years before there's too many out there. It's going to get the Call of Duty disease as
It's going to be the World War II shooter.
exactly.
Yeah. Which I don't know if you saw, and I don't know the name of it, son of a bitch, but it was on Kickstarter, and it's the World War II, like a realistic
Yes.
competitive shooter. Can't wait for that. We
Yeah.
should talk about that next week when we do the next podcast,
Yes.
because that looks awesome.
Yes.
But I agree with you. The adventure games, I've always been a fan. You know that I've been like I said, I played Tomb Raider when it originally
Right.
came out, PS1. Those have always been a lot of fun for me. Like adventure RPGs and just straight up adventure are some of my favorites.
Mhm.
I never got into Uncharted. I know I bought the PlayStation 4 that I bought was the Uncharted bundle,
Right.
and I played. I started with okay, well I've got the first three here.
Which,
Started with number one, made it
which
about
if you've
halfway
never
through,
played
and
Uncharted and you have a PS4, that's the collection to get.
yeah, it definitely is. It's worth it. Three
Plug.
games, for basically no extra cost. You just get
Right.
them.
Right.
But I mean, I made it through the first one about halfway, and then it just kind of teetered off because something else came out I wanted to play or whatever.
Mhm.
I'll admit it was really fun and it was a great game. I thought the combat was dull, to be honest. It was very what a cookie cutter, take cover shooter type. Like
It's very
Gears of
smash
War
the
light
button.
type.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
no there's no like
eh,
skill to it.
it wasn't anything fancy,
Right.
but I did want to. I kept in the back of my mind while I was playing. I said, okay, well this game came out in like almost probably about 10 years ago now. And
First one came out a while ago.
yeah, 2006, 2007, somewhere
Right.
in there. I know it was in one of the original releases with PS3. So it's like 10 years old. It's like, okay, a lot of the combat systems hadn't evolved yet. I thought the graphics were still fine. I mean, I don't.
Right.
I still play 32-bit Super Nintendo emulators, and I think the graphics are sweet. So that's not really a huge deal.
Mhm.
I just never made it through it. I know how much you like them, and I watched. I mean, a couple years ago when you were over here, and you were playing. What were you playing? Number 3, probably.
I
And you're
think I was
sneaking
working through
around
two
in the
again.
whichever one you were sneaking around in the museum, like stealing pieces, like plates and stuff.
Oh God, I don't know. Yeah, no,
Um,
that was two. No, that was
2,
three. Sorry,
okay,
that was three. Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, that was the
That one
opener.
I thought was awesome. It was really fun to watch. I had more fun watching you play it than playing it myself because it was more of just watching like an episodic TV show unravel in front of me
Mm.
versus playing it. But I mean, I could totally get what you're saying. Why do you think it's gonna be the champion of the game? The genre that come out, because I don't agree with that. I think the MOBA is here to stay and is not going anywhere. While
I
I'm not a huge MOBA fan,
I think that all games go through a circle. I think MOBAs are
right?
doing the same thing. You're gonna the genres are never gonna change. You're gonna have your shooters, you're gonna have your RPGs, all that stuff. But the way the RPGs are played and the mixing is going to change. MOBAs are going to get tired. People are going to tire of every League of Legends ripoff, and they're going to tire of seeing all these things, and they're just going to tire of the MOBA eventually. To a certain extent, there are situations that have changed, such like CS. CS still has a huge scene, and it's been around forever. CS is never
Right.
going away, as far as I can understand. They're still super competitive. They're still, we play it all the time. They're never, it's never going to go away fully, but you're going to see a lot less MOBAs coming out. However, MOBAs are still new, hot, and the thing. Adventure games for the single player kind of gamer, like me. I mean, you're big into multiplayer games, so you kind of tend to shy away from single player stuff because it doesn't have a multiplayer aspect,
Hmm.
which is just you. A lot of people feel like with multiplayer, you just get longevity out of your game. I
Right.
like story. I like being told a story, like The Last of Us and stuff like that. I love
But,
heavy
which
story games.
I don't want to discredit what you're saying, but I do too. I love the first Tomb Raider, the reboot,
Mhm.
and excuse me. I'm playing on Steam the it's spelled YS, but it's pronounced Yeast. The
Yeah,
Yeast
right.
Origin and Oath and Felghana. Those have awesome stories, and I love those games. So I do love the story, but I mean the multiplayer is just
So I wouldn't say
I've explained it too. I feel like I'm
right.
missing out if I'm not playing multiplayer.
Sure, sure. It's that's what I mean. I don't mean you don't like them. I just mean you feel like you're missing out. I don't feel that way. If I buy a single player game, uh, I like the single player game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. It doesn't have multiplayer. There are some things that I've wished had multiplayer, such as the Elder Scrolls series. That was an actual like at least co-op game.
I don't like ESO. I know we gave it another honest try a couple months back, and it
Sure,
still sucked.
sure, yeah.
It was still boring as all shit.
Hmm.
I don't ever want another multiplayer Elder Scrolls game like that because that was a travesty,
Right,
and I was so
right.
excited, and my poor heart is broken now. But what you just said, just co-op like Borderlands,
Just co-op. This
just one other person, so I could have one mate come into the game and traverse Skyrim with me would be incredible.
that's like that's like saying I miss couch co-op. That was my thing. I loved couch co-op when I got an Xbox for Halo 1. I remember all my friends. I bought 4 controllers. Somebody always got the POS Pelican controller,
Yeah, that was the
and
friend that you didn't really like as
that was the
much. He gets
friend.
the
That
shitty
was
Mad
usually
Catz
that was
controller.
my buddy's brother, and we hated him. So we always gave him the thumbstick that turned left. That one
Yeah,
that had like
yeah, fuck that
sticky
kid.
and like jam stuck in the triggers and stuff. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, where you couldn't jump, the A button was stuck. And so we used to sit around, and it was the 4 of us on a couch shooting each other. We used to scream at each other about screen picking and stuff like that. And when online came out, I absolutely truly loved playing online. I thought it was so cool, but I was missing that interaction you get with being able to sit next to somebody and play a game. And throughout the time that games changed, that's what started me on gaming. Was it wasn't even couch co. It wasn't even a co-op game. It was Final Fantasy VII on my next door neighbor's. He was older than me. He was like 13, and I was like 10. Uh, which is a big difference because you're junior high versus elementary, that whole shit.
Right.
Um, and his dad was building a house, so he had this big concrete slab that he pulled 2 armchairs out, pulled his TV outside. It was during the summer, and I watched him play, and then he got tired, and he had me play. We played through Final Fantasy VII all night long, and that was I credit that time to me becoming a gamer, and it just I'm missing part of that now, and that's that. And I guess it's this kind of nostalgia, and a lot of people are like, "Well, you just play online with your friends." It's not the same as being like, "Oh, go over there. Oh, go over there," without being next to somebody. You know what I mean? Like ripping the controller out of your friend's hands because he's died on the boss 7 times. Shit like that. I miss it. I don't know. I miss it. That's a big thing for me as far as gaming goes, and I wish a lot more companies would do the couch co-op stuff. And I see it slowly fading because of the popularity of being online.
I think it's
Everybody,
basically gone at this point. I mean, the Wii
even
U
Halo
still
got rid
has
of
a
it.
lot of that.
You know?
Oh yeah, yeah. The Wii U still brings a lot of that to it.
Mm.
Like when you were just down here visiting for a couple weeks. Mario Kart. We just sat there and played Mario
Oh,
Kart for a
sure,
little bit.
sure.
Mario Kart 8 or 7 or whichever one. And I mean, there's still a little bit of that alive, but
Mm.
there was a game. I think it was called Screen Cheat. I think was what it was called on Steam that came out like a year ago. And
Mm.
the whole idea was it was a first-person shooter, but when you loaded up and played, it was 4 people, 1v3, type thing,
Right.
and you saw all 4 screens on your screen. The whole idea was to cheat off of whoever you're playing against
But it was
online,
it
and
was online.
it was really yeah, it was online. We could play against each other,
Huh.
and then I could see your screen and cheat to where
Mm.
you are, and it kind of looked kind of like N64 GoldenEye type era,
Right.
spruced up, but it was that type of game,
Mm.
and it was really huge. I saw a lot of articles about it for a couple months, and now it's non-existent, and it's probably 99 cents on Steam. So I mean, it was a flash in the pan thing. I think the split screen's dead, and I think it's dead to forever.
Oh,
It's not gonna have a resurgence just because of online,
you're
and I
gonna
don't think that's a huge deal. I don't have that experience.
you're gonna make me
I
cry.
didn't grow up couch co-op. I mean, the most I grew up was playing Tomb Raider with my friend Derek, and we
Mm.
just traded off
Right.
as we
Right.
died.
Right. See,
Yeah.
I was in a poor family. The fact that I had an Xbox was a shocker, and my buddies were all kind of come from lower end families. They didn't have internet. That wasn't a thing, and so couch co-op was really all we had. And I didn't play online until about halfway through the original Xbox's life cycle. So
Right.
for a while there, it was just us playing Grand Theft Auto. We used to play a mode we called Ride Till You Die, which was basically you got in a car and killed as many people as you can, get a bunch of stars, and see how long you can survive. We made our own co-op games out of single player stuff. It was a blast, and I don't do that anymore. It's just like, okay, well, this is a single player game. Okay, well, I'm just gonna play that and never play with anybody or talk about, I don't know.
You
It's a
just
hard pill to swallow.
if you're gonna play a single player game, which like I want to play um, the new Zelda.
Mhm.
I want to finish Thief, the newest one, and I want to finish Alien Isolation.
Right.
And basically, from like what you're saying, I and that's how I feel too. It's like I want to play Thief, right?
Mhm.
That's the one I want to finish.
Right.
I have to purposely not go online so I can play that.
Right. Exactly.
Because the minute I turn on, what we're using Dolby, and I turn on Dolby, start talking to you lot, well, it's gonna be let's play GTA online, let's play Rainbow Six, or let's play H1Z1 or Counter Strike. And there's no problem with that. I love all those games, and they're all really really fun. But I'm not gonna play Thief on while I'm talking to you guys. Like, fuck no. So I gotta purposely like not do anything so I can play a single player game.
See, I've had to get all janky lately, and so I have my Vita in front of my screen, and during load games, I'm playing my PS4 from the other room. Cause
that's why you ended up as a recruit last night in a ranked game.
Yeah, exactly. We were playing ranked for Rainbow Six, and I kept screwing up and being the bad kid. So I was too busy screwing around on my PS4. Dude, you gotta play that Ollie, man. It's a blast.
Ollie. You could probably just get a rip of Ollie to play on your actual computer screen.
Yeah, but
right.
That defeats the point of having my PlayStation. I gotta use my PlayStation. The damn thing's collecting dust.
Dude, my Wii U's collecting dust, and I have some of the like highest rated games for it. It's just
I don't know why you don't play
that nothing
as more, because
I don't play it because of what I just said. Because I'm in here in my office on my online on Dolby talking to all you guys, and we always play multiplayer stuff. So it's like, well, fuck my Wii U. I'm not gonna go there and play that.
You know how much I hated the Wii. You know that I've despised Nintendo. I think it's a dirty console company, and I think it should go away. I love the Wii U. I really do. I think the Wii U is a blast, and I wish that I had one to play with you, so we could do the multiplayer. I will give
the
I will give you this.
multiplayer.
I will even be
not single player.
What?
So we could play multiplayer, not single player.
So we could play multiplayer.
That's the whole thing we were talking about is the single player.
I know.
Single player games that we like and we don't end up playing. You're better at it than I am. I will. Oh, all right. Tomorrow I'm gonna play this so I can get a review, or just because I want to, and I won't.
See, I will sit down. I set up my room to where my bed faces my TV, and like arches me up so I can just be a lazy turd and play Dying Light because I love that game.
Have you even beat that game yet? Because last night you told me you were just you upgraded your car with a bunch of turbos and you just drove around running over shit for hours.
I can't. It's like Skate.
You just can.
I don't
like GTA,
actually do anything in the game.
Play it.
I just like to smash things, like get my car faster and faster, and then smash things with my car. That's pretty much it.
Right.
It's fun. It's entertaining. Well, I think that will wrap it up for this week. I think we got some good stuff going out. We're
just
switching
on a quick
to
side note.
Oh, see, you'll do it.
Yeah, we are switching. You might notice if you're still listening with us. Last week we did not have an episode come out. We have decided to switch. Instead of every week on Sunday, we're going to do bi-weekly. So every other Sunday, we're going to be doing our podcast, just so we can maybe have some better topics to talk about and some more information for everybody. So we will be doing it every 2 weeks. And next week, we won't be having one. The week after that, we will be having one, and that will be the weekend right before we leave to go to Comic-Con in Salt Lake City. So we'll have a bunch of info for you guys after that, and then we are going to be doing a giveaway, so keep in touch with us for that. Check our Facebook or go to our website, ergaming.net.
Twitter.
Check that out. Follow us on Twitter for sure. Exact Replicate Gaming. And follow us, like us, share us. We'll have this up. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Bye.